brothers and sisters, fellow Sierra Leoneans, I want to take this opportunity for express my thanks and appreciation to the August 10 Investigative Committee for the reports where they don't issue to His Excellency the President. Um, this is now one of the best things what will happen for Sierra Leone, as all man they don't wait for these reports, and based on waiting the chairman of the committee say, where they present the report that they actually take the time for me then look into a lot of stuff. Then travel now most parts of the country, both Usai, uh, the protesters they come up from, when at the stronghold of the All People's Congress, one of the main opposition political party in the country, and they also make visit to three cities in the east and south of the country, namely Kono, Bo, and Kenema. They make visit on the side and therefore let them go see and compare if the issues then way the protesters then will come up from the stronghold of the APC, the issues then would be raised, for we give them the okay for me to do the protest. If not the same issues then they come up from the areas and we say protest not come out. And so then find out say not to be the same issues the way people that we get. I mean, some of them, they way people that they complain about when the economic hardship, of course, now they cut across, and not only Sierra Leone, just like how we don't always talk. Economic hardship is not only prevalent in Sierra Leone, it is all over the world right now. Even we sit on America with feel it, right? Because today we buy petrol for 1 gallon, we buy for $1.50. Now that $3.15. Okay, so imagine if you have somebody when they drive, like some of they drive for like 1 hour for work. So how much gallons of gas they burn every day? So the hardship in Sierra Leone not to just Sierra Leone, they all over. And then they present the report. They talk about communication. Communication are one of the pitfalls of this government. Even though we get plenty strategic communications departments that created by the government with the intention that then go able to communicate on some of the things that we government they do, so that people then go able for understand the citizens, so that nobody will get doubts in their mind. But that communication they not they go the way expected. So it bring about a lot of misunderstanding about waiting at this economic hardship, how it happen in other countries, then why people are not they understand or say this not to Sierra Leone no more, it is all over the place. So that now some of the other findings then. Then the unemployment of the youth. The people that will protest from mainly the APC stronghold, when I did the protesters then come out, then they talk say as long as SLVP in power, they not get prospect for me to go able for get job, for me to able for get work inside this government. So, and that's now some of the things that back with the communication parts now, we're not able to communicate on that issue very well. For many people, they understand for say, okay, in order for, first of all, not the government really supposed to create job. In order inside any of we legal document, in order inside we constitution, in order inside we ask them, in order anywhere in any of our legal documents in that country for say, now government for create job. Waiting government for do government for create the enabling environment and the peaceful atmosphere for jobs to be created. So meaning that now jobs for jobs to be created in Sierra Leone are more of the private sector now they create jobs. But before private sector they create jobs, private sector therefore ensure say the country is peaceful, that the country there is the enabling environment for jobs to be created. But why is the government try in level best for make sure say the country is peaceful? And the president with all the travel where they travel, where all man they talk about, then travel and then sell the president, they sell the government abroad, the country abroad. But let investors they know say we country peaceful now, we are on a trajectory of development, and so when I can invest. But as the country they go through this piece here, we just see eruption of violence here, eruption of violence there. And so when the investors they will get their money, they want to invest, then see them and they know they come. So why should they blame government saying that government not create jobs? Not to government not create jobs. Government is trying for create the enabling environment and the peaceful atmosphere. Now we say where they jump in the street, oh they say talala, Now we don't want for let the youth then get employment. So the communication departments all over the government, they need to work on this as well. But we're not going to do that one day, right? And of course, even the economy again, now the other area, that one, the way we're not going to really communicate on properly, because we need for let the people that know emphatically, just like how we don't try as much as possible, where the people that now know, say the free quality school education where the president bring come, all man of the country don't understand, say they contribute to national development, right? So if we don't also educate the people, and many understand who say we economy in the day before COVID-19, and when COVID-19 come, waiting happen to our economy. And then after that, when the Ukraine-Russia war start, how that one they don't affect the economy back. So when the people that understand this trajectory, step by step, they're not going to blame government. They don't know for say, oh, not to government in fault. Now because of them, where they happen, now it make our economy day the way it is so, right? And then also, the police then, just like how then this year, we don't interview how can I say, we don't interview the deputy director of strategic communications and spokesperson for the Office of National Security. Oh, point out to her for say one of the lab system now the lack of resources for the security officers, especially the police. You know, they not get a resource system where they for use for able for fight crime, for able for fight national security issues them. So that one they feature inside this report as well. Then talking about the media, of course, generally the media not play a role for able for ferment the protest, for able for ferment the problem. You know, generally, in fact, then contribute for make sure say discussions were held across the board on waiting lead to the protest. However, they named three radio stations then at the eastern part of the country, where two of them are pro APC radio stations, when are Citizens Radio and Tumac. And of course, then one na SFPP radio station, SFP Pro SFPP radio station, when are Justice FM. Now Eastern Freetown way, they say they talk to them as well because they be send some kind of disturbing political messages. Then will be the set fire all NTR will be the go on, right? And of course, social media. Now in the corporate inside this whole thing. Now social media, now they all kind information of the past, fake news, disturbing messages, them incitement. Of course, we all know about the name Adebayo. And other side, they may not understand Salone people there. We country don't go to the point now. Even Chris Man away they talk. All man they turn up then gather around that Chris Man they for listening to him. And wait till they talk now people and they act on. So I do not understand if we are being possessed by the devil somewhere. The devil don't possess we now to the point that we're not the reason well. We're not the try for listening to people that will make sense. We listen to all man now. I mean, I cannot understand that Sierra Leoneans actually jump on the street because of instructions that came from Adebayo. Where, in fact, the way Adebayo they talk, you understand say the man something is wrong with him. And not in the country, in they live somewhere else, they eat well, they do things that way they instruct for jumping on the street, and when I say they jump on the street. So social media was a very serious problem when it came to this protest will happen at the country. And then even so the one that will jump on the streets, some of the things that way they do back. Now the critical infrastructure in the country, especially like the Lunge airport, they be one for going to the airport for actually go set the whole airport on fire. I mean, can you imagine what that airport get for do with? Let me assume say would have been succeed for pull matter be come out. If now una young president can sit down, una not feel say by burning that airport, una don't hot, una don't unbug una young president where they can sit down at that power day, and una don't unbug the country as well. So there was a ploy in Port Loco for me to actually go burn the airport. So look at this. I mean, these are some of the things we are supposed to be paying attention to. Of course, we know say they bomb police stations then. We know say they bomb government buses. So in fact, this don't make we don't understand now. Say according to the committee, the investigation committee, they say government now for provide extra security for their government properties and infrastructure. So this is another added burden where they don't put on government back. Now we get for protect our own property instead of we as citizens then for protect the property where government get. Now government get for protect the property against we when we get the property. So this is another dismay right here. Of course, we don't say lives and loss during that protest day. 6 police officers, I think about 7 civilians or more, but people then die. So how has that helped anybody? I mean, even when you see policeman don't die, when they see somebody they knock out, see that they knock and then they knock the person with stick in Taiwan. As if Sierra Leone we don't have soul. We don't they think, we don't they know for say, I mean, would they behave like animals then? Like we lion, they go grip other animal, they kill them, they eat them, yeah, in Pekin. That's so would they behave now in Sierra Leone. So it is like we are being possessed by a devil out there. There is some evil, the demonic, system where they out there, we don't possess the country. So I don't know if the president will appoint a minister or ministry of religion for that will really focus the country on praying. If you're not Muslim, pray the Islamic way. Christians pray the Christian way, but give more power to religion. And then they're not able. The investigation committee not able for track electronic transfer of money. Maybe they go for sponsor the protesters then. Because with the telecommunication system not up to date, the digital system not up to date, the technology we will make we able for track then transfers and they at national level we don't have it in the country. And not to foresee that very difficult thing for this. Very easy to do. As I'm sitting here, I have some ideas about that right now. But we have to have the cooperation of the central government for this to happen. So in fact, this protest and this investigation report don't give you an idea for say, we're not for just the left things that they happen now, fata. We have to have control over social media, over electronic transfer of money, over plenty things then. So they're not able to track how much money come inside for sponsor the protesters them because the telecommunication system not get a technology where they're able to track that one day. Like people that way they abroad where they send money through Western Union, MoneyGram, Rare, World Remit, all the other side, the BNB them, we're not able to track that one day. All right. And then the other thing was the UN repertoire on the freedom of speech and association. When the embassy done and the United Nations, Pona New York, they talk them for say it is okay for let people then jump in the street and protest that way. That nobody know for stop them. In fact, me we sit down me not be one person way a radio station here in Houston, they interview me on that stuff and I began for speak on them directly and the UN repertoire began for hearing me where I give a response to the tweet na social media. And at that tweet now the protesters and the one that way they abroad in the diaspora, now they take and send them all over social media and at that one they give the cause to the protesters then for me then jump on the street and do it and do so. So in summary, this nine of the reports, plenty other details than they, especially recommendations, the way they're not able to give to public. So that's now they're going to discuss that with the president on waiting at the recommendations that the things the way government needs to do for able to avoid this kind of thing for may not ever happen as Sierra Leone anymore. This is how we have to be approaching things. Whenever a catastrophe of this nature happen in a country, when I set up a committee, when I investigate what happen, and let there be recommendations where they come with actions, we will make sure say this kind of activity not ever repeat again as Sierra Leone. That is what the United States did after the 9/11 September 11 attack. They set up a parliamentary committee. So this is where we should be asking a parliamentary, parliamentarians in parliament, what are they doing? They are supposed to set up a committee to investigate into these things and come up with recommendations, But everything that they look up to the president, But anyway, we say kudos to the president for doing this. The only thing we will appeal to the president that next time when a committee like this is set up, let them do the work hastily, because it take long. And while they do this investigation, other things that they happen. Nowadays, people don't have time for delays because as they delay, now so other things that they happen. But anyway, Emmanuel Abdullahi Safar Esquire, that's my brother. You did a good job, and I appreciate you on behalf of Sherix. So this is not just my own short commentary way. I'll be one for you to this whole thing. Thank you very much.